mean, for me, it's like just proving a lot of people wrong because, growing up, it's like, okay, like you probably didn't know this, but I picked up basketball so late, like in high school. Like I picked it up late and got really good. And it's like people were saying, oh, he can't be this, he can't do this. He has to do this if he wants to make it here. My dad always tells this story like when I was younger, and he was like, you don't need to go to all these camps, like, because we couldn't afford all those camps anyway. You know what I mean? Because to play sports, it costs so much money. It's expensive. But one thing, if you get really good, then you're not going to have to pay for those, right? So I'm just like, man, I can't go here, can't go there, can't go there. I was like, well, how am I ever going to make it? Like, and they were telling my dad he has to go here, and he said, well, son, like my dad would be like, hey, we can't afford it. So you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to get really good, so I'm not going to have to they're not even going to come and ask. So they're going to be like, they're going to need me. So that was my biggest thing growing up, just proving everybody wrong. And then, obviously your mind is strong.
How have you kept it up then?
It's,
Is it a practice thing?
For me, like I said, tough skin, but it's kind of hard, right? Because eventually you can't be so strong because you get hit from all different angles with a lot of stuff. And, I've had a couple of meltdowns in my career. I threw water on a fan this year. Whatever. I'm human. But it's just like.
Can I ask you about that real quick? Is that one of those moments where they just is like, God damn, when is this guy going to stop? Like, is it that bad out there? It's just like, fuck it.
Okay, for me, like when I was telling you guys earlier, like how people put you on a pedestal, like put you above other people. For me in my career, I don't like that because like I want to be a regular person, right? I'm a normal person, I just happen to play baseball and be a professional athlete. So with that, it's like I like to interact with fans or whatever. I like to fuck around with them. Like if people talk shit to me, I like to talk shit to them. And hang out and sometimes even just shoot the shit. But that's my downfall sometimes because it's like I'm a normal dude. Why can't I just if we're talking, you're a fan. Like why can't we just talk shit or whatever?
Have that dialogue.
Have that dialogue and be cool. But people put athletes on a pedestal, so you're under a microscope. So
do you think it's sometimes, sorry for cutting you off, that in those moments they don't live up to their expectation that they put in their head about you, a professional athlete, and when you don't live up to it, they get salty about it? Or it's like, why didn't you do this for me?
I feel like people just nitpick and just try to see how far they can go with certain things.
I think that a lot of times people think that because they're supportive of someone who's in the public eye, they are entitled to treat them poorly because the athlete, the whatever, is there for their entertainment. And when it stops being entertaining, they're not getting their way, and they feel they're entitled to treat people poorly. Which I don't think is right. I don't care what your job is. You should treat the woman at the gas station the exact same way you treat anybody else.
100%. And I've been on the other side of that. I've treated people probably wrong, said some things that I shouldn't have, or but I can always be like, damn, I'm sorry. Like I'll go back and I'm so sorry for like if I came off a certain way. I don't do it a lot. But sometimes you do it.
You slip,
you slip. And so with that, with the fan, I threw water on him. Was coming out the game, and I just pitched well, so I wasn't really a big deal. Guy just screaming at me, and I'm talking to my coach. I'm like, hey man, just like relax, like cool, like okay, I hear you, I see you, whatever. But like I was invested in this conversation with my coach, and like first thing to my mind, the first thing I said, can you shut up? Like, can you be quiet? Like, damn, I could have easily moved or like so he can't see me, but at the heat of the moment, I didn't think that right away. And he was screaming at me, and I was like, hey, you need to cool down, and threw water up there, and play adult games, win adult prizes, you guys say, right?
Sure did.
And I was okay with that. Like I was like, damn, like this sucks, but
But at the same time, I think we like learn from that, right?
Oh yeah, we learn from it, and You pay for it, literally. You pay for it, but
Well, in your job.
yeah,
Yeah.
Not all of us.
you pay for it, and
Yeah.
you know,
We move on.
win stupid prizes. But I learned from that. And like I talked to the guy and stuff like that, and he's just like,
Oh, you ended up talking to him?
yeah, I ended up talking to him,
Okay.
and I'm like, hey man, like, because I tell him I was like, I don't like how I responded. Like, you know what I mean? I shouldn't have did
That's
that. Like that.
awesome. Yeah.
I reached out to him and said, I don't like that. Like my fault. Like I'm sorry. Like whatever.
Yeah.
I sent him a jersey for him, and like his son was there.
That's cool.
And you know, and the guy was so nice to me, and he didn't have to be. He could have been like, damn,
Sure.
like bro, like that's like my son seeing that, and now he's not gonna like you no more, and that would have made me. That would have hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Like it would have hurt my feelings. But I was like, you know, he was cool. He was like, yeah. He was like, bro, I'm actually happy. Like we had dialogue like that, like whatever. And he was like, my son thought it was so funny. And I was like, yeah, but I didn't think like it was funny. But this is where it ties into like, you know, people put you on a pedestal. So you have to obviously like live up to a certain standard of a professional athlete. I didn't live up to it at that moment. But it's like what I was telling you guys, my downfall, like everybody nowadays always has their phones out, which is okay, you know, but
It
it's
has
like,
made my job so much harder.
but it's like everybody has their phones out or whatever. Like and say like if I never met you and then like you're hanging out like in BP and talking and we're shooting the shit and it's like, yeah, we're just having just conversation. And it's like, you know, you got your phone out right here. I'm just like, hey, you're like, hey, Amir, like, what do you like? Do you like to go out and party or whatever? Trying to give me, and it's like, you got me on the
Antagonize
phone.
you
It's
to-
like, I thought you were cool to hang out with.
Yeah.
And it's like, we were just having a nice conversation. Like, why do you have to do that to me? You know what I mean? But I learned, like, I have to, you know, be the standard athlete. Like, if I want to talk to somebody, it's like, just like, after that incident, I started, like, shying away from a lot of fans because I was like, man, like, I don't even want to engage. I don't want to get in trouble. Like, I'm just
You
going
just have to be aware.
Yeah, you just have to be aware, but like, I just want to be me.
Yeah.
And me is hanging out, you know, just chilling there. But it's like, okay, well, you got to go back, like Amir, like you got to understand, like everybody out there doesn't have your best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, that's tough for me to like to swallow because I'm just like, man, like,
Why would anyone want to hurt you? They don't know
I mean,
you.
yeah, but like, why would anybody want to even do that? Like, just, you know, I'm just hanging out. But I feel like that's in sports though. Like when you see, like, don't you want to have that dialogue with athletes? Like, hey man, like that drives the sport or that drives whatever. You can be an actor, whatever. Like these conversations could help.
The connection,
the
the
connection, like
context.
the genuine connection that can, you know what I mean? Like that can
Changes
help a
the
lot of people. It
course
changes,
of someone's day. It changes
yeah,
Change,
it does.
Change their
the
life.
whole perspective.
There's been so many people like people that were with the opposing team, fans, the opposing teams, like just talking shit to me, and like I'm just chilling there, like, you know, having fun with them. They're like, man, like he's like, I'm not a Royals fan or a Reds fan, but I'm a Amir Garrett fan now, like
That's
just all the
cool.
time, like
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean, like and. They probably hate like this is a rivalry. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I don't care about them. But Amir is cool though. Like Amir's cool as hell. Like he was just chilling out there. You know what I mean? And like, you know, just gave me gum and stuff like that. Like I'm always gonna like that dude now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing that is for me.